So let's get into some of my formulas. I would first like to discuss my general tonic for all people, 3 Masters. This is the most simple product of mine, only containing 3 ingredients. Firstly is reishi mushroom. Reishi is called the mushroom of good fortune. For some reason, when we take it, it's not psychotropic, but reishi has a way of bringing your frequency up. So suddenly benevolent energy starts to manifest around you. The ancient Chinese masters knew this, and they wrote about it. And there are ancient scroll paintings that show the old master with the reishi mushroom going, wow. It's sometimes called the herb of spiritual immortality, a bridge between earth and heaven. And that's the way I like to see it. Here's earth with Lao Tzu and Kuan Yin teaching their students. Here's a little rock escarpment with reishi, and then up above is heaven with the emperor and empresses and the master immortals who developed our lineage, called Hsien. They're flying around. Reishi is right in the middle. It's like a bridge between earth and heaven. It's harmless, it's not psychotropic. Reishi, it's very good to support general immunity in the body to help protect us against all the dangerous stuff out there. The second ingredient is Shilajit. Shilajit is the humic remains of ancient rainforests. Long ago, people noticed these monkeys were known to be very smart and agile, and they would be seen in spring climbing up the Himalayan mountains to the crags way up at 10,000 feet and eating this black tar that would come out of the cracks in spring. Then people tried it, and it came to be used by the Sufis, who could supposedly run through brick walls, and it came to be called conqueror of mountains, destroyer of weakness. So now modern researchers have found that Shilajit is the humic remains, the broken down residue of all living creatures in an entire ecosystem that lived before. We only find Shilajit in very, very high mountain peaks up around 10,000 feet. So what I believe occurred is when the Indian subcontinent rammed into the Asian continent and pushed the Himalayan mountains up, prior to that event, there was already an ecosystem there, a complete rainforest with animals and giant insects and birds and fish. Some of this was like rolled into the strata and encased inside. Every single element is in Shilajit in proper ratios for human health. And that's one reason why we're struggling with our health these days, is because so many elements are missing from our food. Humic acids never break down in nature. They are the basis of soil, such small molecules that plants can take up humic acids as their food. And in the spring, when the weather warms, the rock strata expands a bit in the high mountains and some of this oozes out. People have to scale way up in there, and it's very dangerous to find this stuff. So there isn't much Shilajit in the world. It can be used to restore agriculture, restore forests, and used as a fertilizer, and all people can benefit from this, but there isn't much. I have a pure, dried, powdered Shilajit, no excipients or fillers, in 3 Masters. And then I add ORMUS. ORMUS is a mysterious substance that exists at the threshold between energy and matter. So they have found urns now in tombs in Egypt and China where gold was being smelted into a white powder and used by the emperors and empresses and the pharaohs. This white powder was capturing the essence of the ORMUS in gold. ORMUS occurs in crystal structures, and crystal itself is silica-based. And I think that that is where ORMUS is trapped, in the lattices that form hexagonal structural shapes, which are at the basis of all of what we perceive as matter. I call ORMUS a dedication device between the master gardener, God, Brahma, whatever you want to call it. You've got the blueprint. That's where ORMUS exists. So ORMUS is thought to be an amplifying device. When you combine ORMUS with reishi and Shilajit, and you have what is undoubtedly the 3 most powerful substances that I know of. 3 Masters is something for all people. Completely harmless. Definitely give it a shot.